Put you Hulk Hogan now?
Yeah.
Remember he used to do this? Crazy ass.
You gotta have some fun with this shit, man. Fuck it.
The swear jar. I'm gonna get a big old swear jar.
Sorry,
right
y'all. I'm just saying, man, you can't take life so serious. Man, don't up and cry on me, Jim. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like from Star Trek. Kangaroo Gang Gang, shout out to Patreon all day, every day. Once we get to 300 in Patreon, we shutting that mug off. That is gang, that will be crew, and that will be it, and that won't be you. Man, I'm rapping.
David!
In the hizzy for shizzy. I know that she's acting strange. I don't want her to sniff at you because you're acting weird. And they'll be like, people hate me.
Oh, she sniffed at me on the air last time.
Oh, she did?
Yeah, when Moy was here.
Yeah.
I was over here petting her. She wanted me to pet her. Then all of a sudden, she didn't want me to pet her no more. And she sniffed at me. I was like, you little itch babe.
Man, what is going on this Friday evening? Man, today the news is so crazy. I think everybody has to realize, and like I've told everybody for a long time, don't panic when you don't see the things you want to see in the news, but relish in the things that you do see in the news and understand what you're reading in the news. Now, in no way, shape, or form am I going to tell you guys I'm a financial advisor. I don't have that background. My wife does. I'm not in that spectrum.
But I am not a financial advisor.
Right, but she has
strictly my opinion and only my opinion. Thank you.
Used for entertainment purposes only and the purpose of the coin. Now, gang. Now, where are we?
Yeah, where are we?
Today, the IMF was in Iraq.
Right.
Now, if you want to look at Iraq like you look at like the visit from the IMF and the visit from the UN, nobody had a clue about the UN, including myself, right? Mm-hmm. The UN shows up, UN lifts, 13 sanctions from Iraq, right? Mm-hmm. Where are we at with the Ministry of Education? We're nowhere. They didn't vote on it. They didn't put anything on the schedule for tomorrow. Didn't happen. So you're going to say, oh my God, it's time to panic. It's time to panic, Mr. Brando. It's time to panic. Well, if you guys don't remember an article about 2 weeks ago that said all proxy positions were null and void by midnight, there are no proxy positions in Iraq. There already have a seated Minister of Education. It's already there. Why are you freaking out? Why are you freaking about stuff you already know? I only get upset about stuff that I don't know, right?
Is that right?
That's me. I mean, I'm not your average king of guru, though. I am not a guru. I despise the term, and I also despise the connotation behind it in the context of the Iraqi dinar, right? Be a teacher, yes. Be a guide, yes. Be a mentor, yes. Be someone that's really looked out for other people in this investment, yes. And raise the crew and raise my gang along the way. But be afraid of what's going on right now in Iraq? Nope. I'm actually super crunk about it. The IMF was there today. What did the IMF say? What's their report going to be? Are they going to come out like the UN and say, hey, man, everything looks awesome. You guys are good to go, right? Patreon knows this. I didn't talk about it much Wednesday. Freaking, okay, can I say it like this?
Wait, where you, go ahead.
ISX News, and I'm going to read the article, right? So I have a friend in ISX, okay? And my friend in ISX said, hey, man, look, whatever I'm going to do, I got to do right now, ASAP. Now, when I hear news like that, and then the same day I see an article about ISX, you can't have ISX without an internationally traded currency. And they're already talking about upgrading their software system between now and October. And that new software should launch in October. But remember, they can launch ISX because it's on NASDAQ. It's on their trading platform at any time. Now, another thing you got to talk about is what? the announcement of the Iraqi Deposit Guarantee Company. Again, when they FDI insured their deposits, why else would you do that if you weren't expecting international companies to come in, make deposits? Those deposits want to hold some type of guarantee, right? Like our bank accounts up to about $250,000, right? And boom, you have that done. So you've got to look at where you are as opposed to the benchmarks. And I've told you guys the benchmarks. Oh, do we have a fully seated GOI? Yes, we do. It's not a publicly seated GOI. That's the amendment to that first one, not a publicly seated GOI. GOI, and I'll show you guys in a minute where the Minister of Education was actually spoke of in the Minister of Higher Education / Science. I'll show you that article. Okay. Now, we also know that the National Development Plan, they want to kick that off instantaneously. We know that. That's not a benchmark, but that's a tell. Special grades are out there doing their thing. Is a lock replaced? No. Am I worried about it? No. Because they've already told him he's on the chopping block. I already told you he was on the chopping block, didn't I? I told you a lock was going to get replaced in December, right? Mm-hmm. Is it no? I thought it was going to happen the first couple of weeks of May, and it didn't happen, right? But everybody doubted me. Oh, Mr. Brando doesn't know what he's doing. He's just an idiot. He's a blowhard. He has no idea of what he's talking about. And then all of a sudden, weeks later, come a month later, they're going to replace the special grades. Well, Mr. Brando's right about that too. That darn Mr. Brando seems to have a crystal ball. He seems to have some type of like magic 8-ball that he shakes in his bedroom while he's reading Iraqi news and figures this stuff out. No, that's not it at all. I have more friends in Iraq. I know more people in Iraq. I talk to more people in Iraq than I do probably American people now. You know what I'm saying? And when the people tell me something like my friend on Twitter or some other people, what are you looking at me like that for?
More than American people.
It's about a 50-50. Man, I talk to more people in the UAE, in other countries now than I probably talk to American citizens. That's 100% correct. 100%. Now, the idea is that I'm not freaking out over the news because I already knew the news months ago. You only freak out against stuff that you don't know. I'm freaking out about what the IMF's going to say. Not that the IMF is there. We knew this day was coming. Strap in, man up, grab a pair, put on your big boy drawers today and say, you know what? Today is no different than yesterday. It ain't fun. It ain't easy. It ain't fair in Iraq, right? Quote a famous man that told me this. And you know what? You got to make big boy decisions about big boy and big girl things. Now, you can pack up and run and go home and be scared. Or you can keep reading the news, figuring it out, making more statistical, analytical assessments based upon information that is given at the present time. Or you can go ahead and boohoo and cry that nothing's going my way. And you know what? I'm just going to take my dinar, put them in a box. I'm going to shut this off for 4 years. Well, go run and hide, Scary. I'm here. I ain't running from nothing. Matter of fact, I feel better about today than I did because everything I've said is basically going to come to pass. A lot's going to get replaced. They're going to seat the last seated minister publicly, right? The ACL law is going into effect. We know that Article 140 is by committee. They have over 3,000 signatures and paid. What else do you want me to say? That all of a sudden now there's nothing being done. Nothing's happening. The articles aren't suggesting that there's any type of this or that. And what are you reading? I think by now I've taught you guys that Iraq is sovereign. And being a sovereign nation, they are in really not of effect to the United States to the degree of Donald Trump having the position to pull the linchpin. There's no linchpin. Wake up. Get your head out of your butt. There's no linchpin. Understand this. They're benchmarks. Once those benchmarks are met, this will go. When will this go? Well, obviously between now and October, obviously. And I have no way of saying October. I'm saying it's going to go when the benchmarks are set. But these guys keep dropping bombs bigger than I can drop them. Okay? So strap up, man up, woman up. Say, you know what? We're in this for the long haul. I'm not in this for the short haul. And understand that life ain't fun, easy, or fair. Understand that the news ain't going to always read like a platform that I can just read off a few articles. You know what? I can get me a whole bunch of subscribers. It doesn't work that way. You got to read the news and decipher it, okay? So the Iraqi National Bank announced the opening of its first cash management center of its kind in Iraq and located in the branch of the main bank in Baghdad. Now, why would they open up the first cash management center? Well, they already have cash. They've had it forever. Why would they open up in Baghdad right now? It's private logistics operations after counting the money to save time and reduce the risk of financial movements through the adoption of sophisticated accounting devices and mechanisms of action to provide a secure environment for financial transactions while ensuring the provision of another. The world-class technology adopted in the field of financial services, he added that a center and incubator for the latest cash counting machines that work in a precise and effective manner and provides a varied sorting of currencies very quickly with the inductions of a new link technology for banknotes to preventing their damage according to the latest international standards. So what does that tell you right there? It tells you they've developed a cash sorting center. They're going to put it in Baghdad. It's state of the art. It's going to not only lessen the amount of hands that touch the currency, it's going to preserve the new currency and keep it in better condition over a better working condition over a longer period of time. Thus, probably taking out of it the bad or the old currency, sorting it out, which will be destroyed, which will be also lowering your note count. Why is so and so saying the administration position to be filled? You say it's filled. What the? Well, why don't you just use Wikipedia and look it up? I've read his name 100 times. Don't believe me. Believe Wikipedia.
Well, he's a fill-in, right? He's acting.
Well, no, he was elected in 2018. He's sitting there.
Okay.
He's been sitting there.
Okay.
Shasquibi, it's with a Q. Shaquili or something like that. Now, here's the thing. And you can go on my Facebook page. There's a whole thread of it. 100+ comments on it. Everybody said, well, dang, Mr. Brando did say that. I posted up his Wikipedia in there. I posted up his I'm tired of proving the facts. This guy that you just mentioned, what's his name, Monkey? Monkey?
The 100th Monkey.
The 100th Monkey. No offense to you, big bro, because you're a good dude. You're on here a lot and stuff like that. That dude needs to quit watching my stuff and quit doing articles about me. Do articles about Iraq. Do your own homework. I'm not doing it for you. I ain't got nothing to prove no more. Like I told you, I only endorse 4 platforms now. I endorse 4 platforms.
You increase it?
Yeah, I've just expeditiously expounded upon the platforms that I endorse. You want to know what they are, guys? You want to know up to the minute Dinar news daily? Join our Facebook page. Join Mr. Brando fan page. Join Mr. Brando Twitter page.
So humble.
But you know what? If you do, you'll get the news. Okay? So, and guess in Pimpe's page, that's my 4th page. I don't even endorse my own couples channel. Hell. They're full
What about April BB? Ooh,
she be talking about gossip. I don't like gossip.
I'm quitting. I'm going back to what I do best. Swipe, swipe, swipe. Let me use your credit card.
Oh, nah. But I say that to make a joke and not about endorsement platforms. I'm just saying, if you want to get the news, read news. If you want to follow up a gossip rag, follow a gossip rag. And I'm not sliding anybody. I'm not in here to
shade.
Be better. I'm no shade. Screw shade. If I want to say that man's name, I would just call him out and just shoot him the bird. I have no reason to do it.
You're talking about gossip rags. It's my channel.
I know, but your channel's a good channel and I watch it. I like Love After Lockdown.
I hope this season coming up is good. But anyway, we'll get back to it here.
So why would they put in a world-class sorting of cash in the middle of Baghdad if their currency had 0 value? That's another question I'd ask yourselves. Just ask it. Don't answer right along. Just think about it. Now, here's the bomb of all bombs. A lot of people, it's my thumbnail. I didn't release it. I just thought it was just such a killer thumbnail. I have to drop this one, y'all. I just have to. I think this is so cool. And when I talk to my friend that's a person that's involved in ISX, they said,
oh my gosh. Laura just reminded us.
What?
I am April BB. You're so excited, you just can't hide it.
I am Mr. Brando. Sorry about that. Oh my
She
God.
said, you guys are so excited, you forgot to say who you are.
Oh my gosh. And you know what? Pimpe's thing worked out so good last time with smash the like button. I never say that. Go ahead and smash the like button. Smash the subscribe. I never said that before, but you know what? I'm going to start telling the people to smash the like and smash subscribe to get real information. If you want to follow someone that follows the information, smash that.
Let's get us to 200 likes.
We almost got 500 likes last time.
Oh,
that's a record.
Pimpe
did that. I didn't do that. I never asked. So tonight I'm asking for everybody to smash the like, smash the subscribe. Let's get over 5,000 so I can give away $50,000 in Iraqi dinar. And if I don't get there, guys, I don't know what I'm going to do. If this money reinstates and you guys don't get there, shame on you. Shame on you for not telling your mom, not telling your dad, not telling your cousins, your brothers, your neighbors.
Your
hey, look, if nothing else, look, if you subscribe to Mr. Brando, you don't believe in the investment, you have 50,000 dinar. And if it does go, or when it does go, you know what? You just picked up 50,000 times X, whether X be 2 exponentially or 3 exponentially. I love that. Now,
tell your coworkers.
Yeah, if you're tired of your job but like your coworkers, tell your coworkers. You know what? We used to do these lottery pools at work where everybody would buy in and the boss would leave and someone sneak off and go buy $500 worth of lottery tickets. What's the difference between that and you guys pooling together $500 and go buying $500,000 in Iraqi dinar? You got a better chance of getting the Iraqi dinar to happen with your lottery.
I've never heard of this, but at my new job, the purchasing department has a contract. So they have a lottery pool, and you have had to sign the contract to be part of the pool.
Oh, yeah. Some people take that seriously.
Yeah, and there's all these rules and stuff in there. Like if you quit, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my. And then they make copies and they keep it in like a little safe deposit box at work. But I'm like, y'all are serious about trying to win that lottery, ain't you? Just as serious as Daisy's trying to steal our shine.
She wants to be on the show so bad. She's like, I have so much news to you.
No.
I want to tell you about how I'm a puppy and how I do puppy things, and I'm very important.
She's like, oh, he's loving me.
Okay, so guys.
Okay.
I think you got to understand the magnitude when you talk about NASDAQ and you talk about ISX. Now they signed an agreement with the U.S. Stock Exchange on a trading platform to upgrade their system. That's massive. They said they're going to have all this done before October. It'll be launched and all ready to go. But remember, they already have all the couplable software to get them involved in the ISX today. Now, my friend who's involved in the ISX, I'm not going to mention any names, he talked to his broker, who there was substantially an article written about him that I read on the last show. That broker that was in that article told him, if you ain't ready, you better get ready. So if you ain't ready, you better be ready. You can't have an internationally launched currency if you don't have an internationally recognized stock exchange. Or you can do both. Mr. B, what do you think about China trade deal affecting the RI? Absolutely nothing. The China trade deal has zero to do with the RI. You guys listen to this. China holds Iraqi dinar. The United States holds Iraqi dinar. Supposedly Donald Trump has Iraqi dinar. April Beebe and Mr. Brando have Iraqi dinar. Guess what? My friend Mr. Fraser has Iraqi dinar. Guess what? I know a certain group in Germany that has 1 trillion Iraqi dinar. I know the Sheikh of Qatar has Iraqi dinar. That is not stopping. The China trade deal is about China and United States. If anything it remotely affects is Vietnam. Now, let me explain to you why it's good for Vietnam and not good for Iraq, or good for Iraq, or however you want to look at it. Because that's nothing to do with it. If it had anything to do with it, anything whatsoever, I would comment on it, or I'd read articles about it, but there are none. So whoever is propagandizing bull crap, you ought to tell them, show me how. And not that you wish that you think that the articles have stopped because all of a sudden you flip and you flop. Stop flip-flopping. Stay on the task at hand. The task at hand is this. The China trade agreement has zero to do with the Iraqi dinar, but it has $1 million to do with, guess what?
Right.
The Vietnamese dong. The longer that the China trade deal, I told you guys this a while ago, I don't want to see China and America get together and make this trade deal happen. I don't want it to happen until 2020. I want the United States, just like they're doing, going out to all these Pacific Ocean, Asiatic type of countries and signing deals with Japan and Malaysia and Vietnam. And, I want them to go do that. I don't want China and them to get an agreement going on. And that has zero to do with Iraq. Do you think Iraq is sitting there saying, well, golly, man, because the trade between America and China is goofed up, we're going to hold up our whole country and hide the Minister of Education and hide all these different facts, and we're just going to subdue the IMF report because that's what we do. We are subservient to China and the United States. That's absolute crap. Whoever dreamt that up should be slapped. I mean, for real. It's delusional. There's nothing to do with that. Zero. Now, the Vietnamese dong, yes. new trade agreements, new trade routes. There is now Iraq's ascension to the WTO. They're also their quick ascension into the One Belt, One Road initiative, which is a direct response to the infrastructure of that country to tell you everything that they need to be doing, and not China. China has zero, and no one can prove it to you. I can't even prove it to you. If I wanted to make it up, I couldn't make up a plausible lie to make it to you. There's not enough crap in the world to put that one together. And if there was, trust me, I mean, we could find it. There'd be some glory hound out there that would give it to me. Hey, thanks, Raymond. Have I been to Dinar Daily? Raymond, hey, you know who that is?
Who?
Raymond Renfro is Tony Renfro's brother, I think. Tony Renfro is TNT Tony. I believe if my Dinar knowledge is kicking in, I know it like that. Raymond, if that's true, could you just comment yes or no? And thanks for watching. Well, his brother, no, Raymond, the problem is your brother blocked me on Twitter. We got in a Twitter fight one day.
He said you are correct, sir.
And you know what? You're a good man. And you know what? I actually, when I was first in the Dinar business, you know what I'm saying? I used to watch them or like listen to their shows. They were actually very, very good. Kind of like the godfathers of like old school, like for real old school Dinar guru stuff. TNT Tony? Oh my God. I dog him out all the time on here. Hey, shut up. I shouldn't say that. Raymond, I don't mean to say that like that. I dog him out because I think some of the stuff he says is crap.
Right, because I remember that.
I respect that what you did.
Wait. I remember that whole TNT thing from the Twitter thing back in the day. When
That's his brother. That's his brother.
Okay, so do they have a show?
They used to have like a podcast,
Okay.
It was old school. Like when you talk about like TNT Tony, you gotta talk about like Frank. I'm talking about like the greatest hits of like Dinar. I think BGG you could put in that category. People that when I was learning about the business, and no offense, guys, I wanted to have a different perspective on it. I respected what they did. I don't respect some of the stuff they do now. I think it's crap. I think when you make up stuff, I don't like that. I think lying to people's bad. But shout out my boy Ray Renfro, man. Hey, call me anytime, bro. Chop it up. You guys are good folks. And shout out because your brother blocked me on Twitter, and I'll never forgive him for that. Yeah, he did. He blocked me on Twitter. So I was getting on his ass about the investment one day. Shady face.
But that used to happen to you all the time.
Oh, man.
Because you used to ask questions. I've seen it in a couple of, I'm not going to say their names because I don't want to promote them, but I've seen that happen. I was a newbie investing in this, and I would follow the questions you would ask in other platforms, and they felt some kind of way. And
threatened.
Yeah.
Threatened by, you know what? There's more to this than a bunch of dragon families and bull crap or China trade agreements. It's crap. And shout out to a goat and those guys right there, because if it wasn't for guys like that right there, there wasn't be people like me out here trying to give you guys accurate information, the best that I can based upon facts. And if you want any of the links to the articles I read, you can have them. Don't believe me, believe the articles. Argue with them. Shout out to the goats. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to the Renfro family, man, for being cool and shouting and giving me a donation of $5. Shout out. Now, okay, there was an article that came out that said Iranian workers were basically saying their currency is worthless, and that the U.S. sanctions have led to 52% of the rise in inflation after losing the Iranian rial its worth within 1 year. So imagine this. If America put sanctions on Iran and basically crippled their country, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think the tariffs are doing on China? Crippling their country. Mm-hmm. Okay? Crippling it.
Because I got some stock picks and I got to wait to see how this pan out, because they're Chinese-based companies and they do like semiconductors and things like that. So I have to wait to see how that goes, because I'm not going to invest in that and then watch the stock go to a penny stock.
Right.
Not if this trade agreement doesn't come out right. But in my eyes, I'd rather it work in the favor of Vietnam.
Right.
Just me. Why you on my
Well, I can't see my thing. Yeah, Eduardo, things are looking good, bro. And shout out to the goats again, man. That's really cool. I feel like that's really cool, y'all, because old recognizing new, young game. You know what I'm saying? I recognize the real. That's shout out to them, man. They're good folks. Remember this: Iran has caused problems in several countries, and Trump has basically said, Iran has fallen within Iraq and Yemen because of the sanctions imposed on it, stressing that Washington wants a good deal of Iran, and we are in no hurry to get rid of them. The nuclear agreement with Iran allowed it to develop ballistic missiles, denying at the same time sending a special envoy to negotiate with Iran. Now, in another article, you're going to see that there was actually a very cool thing that America said they were going to put sanctions on widow makers and widow headers in Iraq that have anything to do with Iraqi militias, that have militia ties to Iran, or with those ties to the Iraqi citizens themselves. So to shout you guys out, that I think that they need to go after the people that actually have been doing the bad doings, like put sanctions on Jabouri, put sanctions on people like Maliki, put sanctions on the people that hold these offshore accounts and actually bring the country back to where it was. And if you put sanctions on them, then it wouldn't matter your legislative power at that point, because you could go through and mass arrest them, let Interpol pick them up, and then it'd be over with. They'd be tried in international courts regardless. That's just elementary phenomenal 101. Like, that's easy stuff, right? Mm-hmm. The more complex stuff that you got to understand is, why are they masking a whole ministry for one person that is obsolete to what we have to do? The Ministry of Education has zero to do with their Iraqi Dinar, right? But they keep holding it back. And I told you guys when I first started this, you got to have fully seated government. The symbolism in a fully seated government way outweighs what the position itself holds. That's why you got to think to yourself, why are they masking this person? It makes zero sense, right? Mm-hmm. The Khalizizi says, Abadi's remarks, we will not take him back as prime minister. I told you guys that. Abadi is an evil dude. Abadi's evil, okay? Abadi's evil, and you know what? I hope like hell that Abadi gets his day in court. I'm tired of him talking crap in the sidelines. What?
I'm sorry.
Well, you can't stop me.
Sorry, go ahead.
Find want to read me and let me read.
Go ahead.
The central bank denies any smuggling of the currency by funds. The central bank had this kind of like bad thing happen to them, and they said there's currency, being smuggled out. There's boxes of currency, but it wasn't the same shape or size. They couldn't really prove it. I just thought that was an odd article. I thought I'd read it to you guys. The new demonstrators started to show up hours before the launch. Remember, today was not only the IMF day, but today was also the day that there was supposed to be. Tomorrow was supposed to be a huge demonstration. It was already 1 million plus persons last time that did it. They're talking about 1 million plus persons on several fronts doing it, and I think that that's going to be amazing. Are we
for shout him out?
Forest Green, shout out to Forest Green. Are we still good in July? Or are we waiting until fall? This is B, by the way. I made the video. Hey, shout out. If y'all look at Facebook, Bernard made the new Guru Cat versus Mr. Brando video.
Is that
funny.
A cat?
It's funny as hell. I don't know. It's funny. I shout him out all the time. This dude is awesome. I love. If I could get him to do our videography for us, I would.
We definitely got to talk to him.
Yeah, man, he's funny.
Forest Green, Bernard. Okay, I got to remember that name.
He's also a Patreon. Shout out my gang.
He's a Patreon.
Shout out my gang. Shout out everything you guys are doing for me tonight too.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
We appreciate it, and we're can't say the ends that we will go to help out everybody, but you got to understand that the completion of the government does not exceed blah blah blah. It's bull crap. If you guys hadn't seen this, if you want to know what does play a major factor in why the Iraqi dinar may have not have been reinstated because of tension, then you got to look at stuff like Iran seizes an oil tanker off the Strait of Hormuz. Now, that's major because remember, the United States said it will protect oil coming in and out of the area at all cost, right? So now that a second tanker has been snatched up, boom, what's going to happen with that? Again, when I look for articles, I look for them in twos. Another article that came out yesterday about the Iraqi Stock Exchange to do the signing of a market technology agreement with the Iraqi Stock Exchange. Just give him a shout. Shout out to Will. Thanks, Will. Shout you out. Shout everybody out that's gang. Thank you, guys. And we're going to take calls now because that's all the news. Now, I'm waiting tomorrow to see that if the IMF comes out like the UN did and say some type of answer, some type of response, some type of something to what happened today. Now, if they don't, I'm not going to freak out, okay? I know that it's just one of those things that just takes a little bit of time. I know it's going to happen, so I'm not worried about it, okay? So don't you worry about it. I cannot stress you. When I see stuff about the WTO, how excited I get in Iraq, I get about One Belt, One Road. Huge. My friend from the DOD called me this morning. I didn't do a Patreon about it because it was so brief. He was at Al Asari Exchange in UAE. He sent me a copy of it. I'm going to send it to Miss BB. When he did that, he sent it to her and sent it to me. When he went there to go ask about buying Iraqi dinar and Vietnamese dong, guess what? Both of them didn't have any currency for him to buy at all. Zero. Mm-hmm. Not new bills, not no bills, no bills. Okay. Mm-hmm. I know that my boy Seamus just bought some off Safe Dinar. I know that he had a hard time getting circulated dinar, and we were talking about getting that circulated dinar, not uncirculated, circulated dinar, which is much easier to get. And he wasn't able to get it in a quick response. And we were talking about that the other day.
Mark says, Mr. B, you are the only one that goes about this logically. Me being an engineer, this is how I also think.
And who said that?
Mark.
Thank you. It's not, that's why I wore a NASA shirt. It's not about being super smart. It's about being logical in the investment. And guess who calls me unlogical? Uncle Luke. Uncle Luke, if you start with the zombie apocalypse, I'm hanging up on you. I'm not going to argue with you on this awesome Friday night. I'm saying too damn good.
No, I do got something better.
Go ahead, man. Shoot.
Let me know. We just see that in the group.
Don't give me a copyright strike for singing that pedophile music.
I just played that 2 seconds. Dude, that post is funny. Hey, look, here's my thing about that whole this China hold dinar.
Hold on, Pepe. I gotta shout these guys out, man. They're tipping me like a stripper. Gerardo, thank you, bro. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. And let me tell y'all something. The money that you give us, I'm gonna give to the admins. I don't keep any of that stuff, and you can ask them. I really do give them money every month to do what they do. So you know what I'm saying? So just hold on tight. Hold on. We got another special guest in line. Hold on here. Hang on. It's my homegirl right here. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, who is this caller? Well,
I just merged the call.
Hold on, caller. You got merged with Pempe. So, caller, will you please identify yourself?
This is Beth from Tampa.
Oh my God, Beth from Tampa that makes all my King of Guru shirts and merchandise that you can get on Patreon? Yes. Thank you, Beth from Tampa. Shameless plug. Go ahead.
I love it.
I'm having fun, y'all. I'm just joking. I love King of Guru stuff. She makes all of it for me.
I was just calling, just a quick minute.
Yeah, floor is yours, Bethany, for real. Much respect.
You can hear us in the background.
Yeah,
we can
Beth,
hear you.
turn down the computer. Tell Thor he's got to wait a second.
Hey, I was going to say, anyways, real quick before she gets on there, and that is all countries hold other countries' currencies. So when we say, does China hold Iraq currencies, that's not like breaking news. I mean, Egypt holds currency, Iran holds the dinar currency, the United States holds dinar currency.
Yep.
I mean, every country, and that's part of being in that whole World Trade Organization is you have, and it's actually mandatory, you have to hold other foreign currencies. So to say, China's holding the currency, well, big deal. That's not new. I mean, that's all countries do. As a matter of fact, I think we posted something in the group about that.
Mm-hmm. And also understand this. Go ahead, Bethany. Now you're ready. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. I just wanted to just come on and say publicly thanking you and Miss Phoebe, because if it wasn't that I found your station, I wouldn't even be where I am today with this investment at all. And I just wanted to publicly say thank you.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah. I love you. You're awesome. I mean, seriously, y'all, there's some really super awesome people on our team. And the theme is everybody always makes it. And, you know, I can't say thank you enough to the real ones. The fake ones I already know going to come and go. But the real ones like Beth, thank you so much. Kelly Rivers. Y'all quit throwing them singles. Get them big faces out. My chunky butt needs that money.
Whatever. It's for the
don't tip me, y'all. Don't tip me. That's for admins only.
Don't want him to take off.
That money goes to admins from Facebook to Twitter to Telegram. That goes to Pimpe and all the rest of these guys that put their hard work and effort into this. I don't believe in making money off of folks like that. That's not our way.
But
I told you the video's got a slight delay. I just seen your little dance, by the way. You look like that gopher from Caddyshack.
The one. I'm gonna get off so somebody else can call.
All right.
Thanks, Beth. Love you now.
Bye, Beth.
Okay. So let's talk about countries holding currency again. Pimpe brings up an excellent point. Do you not think that America, with all of its faults with China, doesn't hold any yuan?
No, and here's the thing, though. Remember, okay, so the reason why I wanted to bring it up again.
Uh-oh, hold on. We got an unknown call. This is going to be awesome. Hold on. Unknown call. This is going to be like mysterious. Hold on. Let's see who this. I don't even care who it is. Bring it.
Caller?
Unknown caller?
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? Unknown? Who are you, unknown?
Hey, Mr. Brando.
Yo.
Hey, you have to put me on the speaker because I need to speak with you privately.
Oh, we're live.
Bro, you can't speak with me privately because I'm on the air. You want to call me after the show?
Well, this is kind of important right here.
Like, important that you want me to stop a live broadcast?
Well, I'm calling from a location I can't tell you where I'm at, my brother.
Okay, well, I'll take you off speaker real quick, okay? You got 2 seconds, bro, to tell me what's going on real quick. Go ahead, man. You're good. Hello? Uh-huh. You're really there right now? Really? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. You still can there? Wow.
Thank you, Steve V. This top secret
Just the new ones?
call. He must be in Iraq.
Yes. Uh-huh. The bigger. Uh-huh.
You gotta go.
Hey, I can't. Okay, you and me are gonna have to talk after the show for real. Call me back, okay? Hang up, because I don't want you to be disclosed. But hang up, and we'll talk after the show, okay?
Yeah, call in about 30 minutes.
Because this is very sensitive. I can't talk about this now.
Top
All right,
secret news.
It's not. I mean, it's not bullshit either, y'all. This is for. I can't let you guys know where he's calling from. Call me later tonight, okay?
30 minutes. Give him
30 minutes. Give me 30 minutes. Okay, bro. Bye.
Okay, put it back on speaker.
Okay, Lee, were you there?
Yeah, I heard.
You heard that, right?
Don't repeat it.
Don't repeat that. Do not repeat that, okay?
I'm not. He's right.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. I got another call here, so let's do this. Hello? I'll let you fool with it. It's 210. It's San Antonio.
Did you
I didn't murder him. No, I didn't hit one yet. It ended. Y'all, that call was from
Pimpe, you there?
I'm here.
Is you live?
that call was from somewhere very sensitive in a secret location. And Pimpe was witness to that. I didn't make that up. I didn't mean to break in the newscast.
No, I know why you want to be private, and he's right. He needs to be, but
he can't disclose where he is.
maybe after you talk to the guy, you just explain why later. But there's a good reason.
Yeah. And that's there's no intel, there's only information. Do you understand that, guys? There's no such thing as intel. Intel is if I was a government agency. Now, I have people in government agencies that call me and talk to me as proof right there, but me and Pimpe, we don't roll like that. There's no intel. We're not hiding things from the people. We're giving things to the people that I think the people need to know. There was a blue one right there.
No.
Steve, shout out to Steve, man. Appreciate the mad love. And okay, we got this call back. Go ahead and do this time, Miss BB. We're rolling, man. We got some calls. There you go. Hit that. Hit one.
Okay, you live.
I'm live.
Hello, caller.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
Robert?
Are you there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Here
Oh,
you
yeah, here you go.
Okay. I read an article today that they were selling like $45 billion stocks in the bank,
Yeah.
and it was a $1 dinar per stock.
Yes.
And I can't see them doing that if the stock, if the dinar is not worth anything.
Right.
What do you think about that?
I think you're absolutely onto something. You got to understand the metric of money inside of a country. $1 in the United States is $1. A peso is a peso in Mexico. They want the dinar to be a dinar in Iraq. So I definitely agree with what you're saying right there. Why would you go through and put all the sophistication of having all these different technologies, especially with the ISX as well as banking, if you're going to have a subpar currency? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Calvin, thank you, Calvin. Thank you, Calvin. Shout out to Calvin who just threw us a little something too. Appreciate that. These admins work hard, guys. Huh?
Companies sell stock to boost up their spending revenue so they can reinvest it back into the company.
So doesn't it
I get
behoove?
what you're saying. That makes sense to me.
But doesn't it behoove the stock, if it was a stock and they were having some type of funding, or I don't want to call it GoFundMe, a fund to come through, that when cash flow comes in and people buy little pieces of that company, it strengthens that company?
Well, yeah, because look at, okay, so let's say I have a stock, right?
Right.
Let's say I have 10 million stocks, and I'm going to sell one for $1 dinar each, right?
Right.
See where I'm going with this?
Right.
So now I got 10 million dinar. Then what happens? The revalue. Boom. Instantly, what do I have? 32 million. I use it as just for an example. 32 million. Obviously, higher than that.
Or here's another idea. Let me give you a crazy idea. Let's say the money doesn't reinstate and they launch the ISX. Can you imagine how many times that stock will split? Because every dollar is basically worth 1,190 dinar. So do you see what I'm saying? People are going to put in dollars, euros, yen into the ISX. Those stocks are going to go ballistically crazy. And if you're able to get your money out of those companies through the stock exchange, you're going to have that money split 50 times over. So don't worry. And listen to me, guys. They don't just want dinar. They want to get all the currencies they can from around the world to strengthen their foreign currency reserves. That makes plausible sense. That makes sense.
That's what we were talking about earlier. Yep.
Right. Y'all, this ain't I keep telling y'all this ain't rocket science. Don't get caught up.
Yeah, but it affects their credit worthiness. Remember, in order for them to be established as a credit worthy country, you have to hold foreign currencies. So to say, oh my God, China's got Iraqi dinars. That's not a big deal. I mean, all countries.
Well, that's normal. I mean, that's really normal. That's not abnormal behavior for a country to hold another country's currency.
Welcome to future.
No, somebody must have made some kind of announcement because people have been hitting me up all day about that. I don't know who it was, but I was like, oh God, here we go.
You know what? I heard it through the rumor mill, and I'm not going to say any names because I know this person. They're way better reporter than that. At least I thought they were. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that they're a little frustrated with the investment.
Oh, okay. So you did hear about this too?
I heard it. I heard it. Yeah, I heard it. And
I don't want to answer questions, but I just want this. This is something we did talk about. We talked about a country's credit worthiness. So you got to really stock yourself up with gold and silver, of course, and as well as foreign currencies. Foreign currencies, you have to have a bunch of different types of foreign currencies. And the purpose of that is when you're doing trade, you have to trade in certain dollars with certain countries. So your credit worthiness or your trade credit worthiness is based on your reserves. So Mr. B hit it right on the money. We talked about this. I think it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago we talked about this.
We did. And you know what else we also talk about? I think it's very important that people understand this about the investment. Really understand this, okay? There are no outside influences that we're waiting on besides people like the IMF, the World Bank, the UN, the Treasury to sign off on this so that you can realize and see all this going forward. Does that make sense? When you start looking at stuff like, well, trade agreements and Venezuela, do you guys not know, and I'm not trying to say this like this because everybody does this in our world. We all do this. One person says something and it gets to another channel because that person listens to that channel and they say, oh my God, this person knows what they're talking about. We're going to talk about Venezuela. I looked the other day and people were talking about Venezuela because I said Venezuela was on my radar. Venezuela's been on our radar. We've been talking about Venezuela for a long time.
Well, and then also remember, we can't purchase that currency, right? So we got a lot of questions.
Don't let you go walk down the street to pick up about 6 trillion of it.
Exactly. But go ahead, Ms. B. What were you going to say?
No, you had we had a lot of questions coming in from people. After you mentioned it, wanting to buy the Venezuela boat. Yeah. And we can't buy it here in the United States.
When I say keep it on your radar, I'll give you guys little splashy reports as I find it. I'm really big on Venezuela. Venezuela, to me, is the new Vietnam. Okay? To me, they are primed for the picking because they're going to get invaded. The American government's going to go in, and they're going to do exactly what they're doing to Iraq, which is going to be much faster. Because I think the United States learned a big lesson. They learned a big lesson with Iraq. They're going to make sure their person gets into office. They hire their people in the positions they want and make them redo their currency. We're going to take over their oil. And not in a bad way. We're going to make them more efficient, give them democracy, give the people food, medicine, and shelter. And those things will be good things. Okay? Man, Calvin, I shouted you out.
Did we have somebody else on the other line?
They hung up. They asked her a question about stocks, about why would they, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, some of these things, they're actually really good questions. But, I mean, we touched on these before, and I don't mind retouching again. I'm just wondering, I can tell when somebody must say something in an article or say something on a channel, because what happened is a lot of people asking me the same questions. I'm like, somebody must have said something.
They did.
I'm guessing.
It's like Pimpe called me one day and told me this. I'll get to the question right now. Pimpe called me and said, hey, Mr. Brando, do you know when we say something sometimes? And this is a real compliment to the Dinar community. You see it somewhere else on a different blog spot, but in our words, but in the way they say it. I mean, I get it. No one wants to give us credit, but, that's cool. We don't need credit. We don't want to be right. We want to go to the bank.
So the Perfect Black says, so Mr. B, did I hear you right that your ISX insider said get ready for a launch between now and October?
I'll tell you exactly what they told me. This is their words, not mine. Get ready ASAP.
Okay, Calvin Ball says, what's going on with the green game?
Message.
The green game?
Message, by the way.
I'm telling y'all, tipping me like a stripper, throwing them singles at me. I'm over here trying to make a living. I'm on center stage. I'm trying to make this money.
Oh, God.
I don't need this money, but you know why I don't need this money right now? Because the money that you guys invest, I want you guys to invest in a buying group. I want you guys to invest in yourselves. I want you guys to understand this. It's like Pempe told me the other day, and I started thinking this. Dennis tells me this all the time. April tells me this all the time. If you want something to manifest, first you got to think about it. You got to believe yourself it can happen. Number two, you got to focus on it, right? You got to make sure that if I'm focusing on it, it can happen. I know it's going to happen. And number three, you got to realize your dream. That's it. That is it.
Already see it happening. That's already been done.
And let me tell you, Dinar people, for every one of you guys that's praying for the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar, there are 100 or 500 or maybe 1,000 persons paying that it doesn't happen because they hate it on you. They hate on this investment. They hate what you're doing. They hate you think outside the box. They hate you don't like this. They hate you don't like that. And you know what they want you to do? They want you to fall into the form of sheeple. They want you to.
Negative energy.
Negative is out. Negative is out. Stop thinking. Don't think dates. Think benchmarks. When you do, life becomes simpler.
Eureka says, Mr. Brando, please talk about the status of Iraq attaining additional seaports through Jordan. Iraq must have an alternative export system.
Well, remember, they're starting to develop ports. That one with Kuwait that's coming up. Those ports are going to be developed.
A big one.
Right. That's going to be a mega port. Think of that as like Miami or Los Angeles. That's going to be a mega port. Also think about this. When these guys actually or go to the United States to a Trump and say, hey, Trump, we have an idea. We want you to help us safeguard this port to get out of Jordan or out of these other ports. That would be a way that you could actually pay for protection and make sure that your oil exports get out without the Iranian militias coming there and stealing your tankers. I see that time is coming. Trump has already hinted at it, and I think that was brilliant. Why are we protecting these straits for free? It ain't our oil we're worried about.
So Eureka just said, Mr. Brando, my currency exchange just told me that all of their orders for Iraqi dinar are being rejected. I just called.
Yeah, they're sold out. It seems like everywhere.
Man, UAE is sold out. I told you guys that earlier. My boy from DOD.
Listen to this, because I got the same thing you did about the ISX. I got the same intel as you did about the stock.
Right.
You know what? There's that going on. And then my friend said, even though it shows a little bit still on Exchange America, they said even though it says that, you can't buy it. It's saying that when you try to do the purchase, you get all the way to the end, and it doesn't allow you to do it. Now, I'm not saying people jump to conclusions. I'm just saying that's something to definitely be keeping an eye out on.
Okay, hold on, Pimp. Hold on, Big Pimp.
Robert G wants to know, what's your estimation once the RI, how long before American banks get on board?
Seconds. That's why they're on blockchain technology, PGI, SWIFT. Seconds.
Well, actually, what we're waiting for is we need the International Monetary Fund to then tell the world that the Iraqi dinar is once again internationally recognized. Once that announcement, just run as fast as you can.
Seconds. Seconds.
So once that happens, it's on.
Seconds.
Be simultaneously. They have to.
Seconds.
You know why they have to be?
Seconds.
Because if you have a rate change happen before the announcement, you're going to see people trying to gobble it up at exchanges as quickly as possible before the
That's called speculative investment, right? That means somebody like you or me who has an extra $500 says, I'm going to go buy a Iraqi dinar because I know tomorrow they're going to reinstate it.
Yeah, Anthony Black said, my local exchange is out of dinar.
Okay. Now, the reason for these reports live is not for you to get excited and to be like, Mr. Brando says there's no Iraqi dinar anywhere. Don't you do that, and don't you call your banks. But I've shown you guys through calls through banks, through people calling me from all over the world that I have no clue about. And that was impromptu with Lee on the phone. Lee finally got to hear one. He's always like, well, what happens when somebody calls you from some weird place? And I'm always like, well, listen. And he got to hear it this time. This guy was obviously in a hot box. You see what I'm saying?
So Michael asked, he said, is the $5.5 trillion IQD Bush comment on the U.S. not paying a penny for the war story true?
Yes.
Yes. I think
I posted that link.
Yeah.
In the group.
Right.
You guys should go there and read it all. It's in there. It's real. Not only did he say that, but there's proof of it. That you can see the holdings. Well, sometimes you're allowed to see it, sometimes not. But the International Monetary Fund has already recognized it inside Executive Order 13303 in there, which has been redone 3 times. It talks about it there. It's actually $5.5 trillion that we hold in Iraqi dinar.
Hold on. Will says we need to design a polo shirt with a little round guy. That'd be me, I guess. With dreads. I guess that'd be me too. Riding a kangaroo, holding a polo mallet. I think that we should. Beth, take note.
That would be cool.
Now, I have something else to share with you guys too. And I mean, we poke fun and we have fun.
Wait. I got to say this real quick because you're on it.
Go ahead.
You know what needs to be behind you, though, in that picture?
What?
The kangaroo cat from that video.
Ah!
You know what I mean?
Like, you looking at me, motherfucker. And you know why I can laugh, y'all? Because you know what? My mind is freed of the investment. My mind is freed of it. I read the news. I understand what I'm buying. I'm going to buy more when I'm able. I can't buy it every day. When I'm able to buy more, I buy more. And you know what I do? I say, I'm holding the winning lottery ticket. One day it's going to reinstate. You know what? One day my family, my family's family, my daughter, my wife, heck, if my wife wants to go out and buy herself something nice, she can. If my daughter wants to, for college, or I want to put people back in employment in this country, I don't believe you need new taxes. You need new taxpayers. I've stressed that a million times. We talked about the foundation and what we want to do with that on Patreon, and we're going to do that, which is going to give out loans and mortgages. But you know what's more important than all of that? That each and every one of you guys out there that are the ones that have done your due diligence, that you realize your dreams, that you can go out and be multipliers, that you can come back and say, you know what? Hey, I want to invest some money now. I got some money. I don't want to lose my money. I want to invest it with a return. And this is how we're going to do it. You're going to get opposing opinions. You're going to get someone like Pimp is going to say, put your money into this. You're going to Ms. Brown, put your money into that. Ms. Beaver's going to say, put your money into this. And you know what? You're at that point going to be able to make a decision upon key components that we're all involved in that will show a return. Not give your money over to some bankster, okay, that you're at the will and mercy of them. That's not making a profit. Stay away from the banksters. Get with people that are encouraged. Oh, Dave Schmidt, he's a thief and a scoundrel that's trying to swindle people out of their NAR through groups.
Yeah, Ray was saying that if you call from a block number,
if they're trying to give you some 800 number,
and I'm surprised Ray ran. I'm surprised Ray.
Go to.
Hold on, Pimpin. Can I ask Ray a question? Ray, can you tell your brother to call me, man? Why did he block me on Twitter?
Oh Lord, you still on that?
My feelings is hurt.
Yeah, bro.
TNT Tony blocked me, y'all.
Did anything special happen today regarding the GOI? Will it have a float, dirty float, etc.?
We hope for a dirty float. No, nothing happened. I mean, we all hope for a dirty float. That's like the holy grail of the holy grail, right? I mean, we get a reinstatement value of $3 and plus change. It goes to a dirty float and it goes up to like $97. That's what we're all hoping for. Don't quote me on that, but I'm just saying. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? That's the holy grail, right? I mean,
oh man, that would be the dream come true. Especially like if I'm on my way thinking I'm gonna get 322 and I get there, my man's like, oh yeah, you know what?
Oh,
that's basically
what? 182 likes? Come on, peeps.
Can Iraq table their 2020 budget without RIRV? What are the consequences if they don't RIRV before?
Okay, here's the problem with that. Because the oil bubble is going to burst. At some point, oil's going to go backwards. They're not going to have this surplus, right? They're going to have to take their budget down about 10 or 15 bucks, and they're going to have to join the real world economy that isn't depending on the whole world infrastructure on Iran being without oil to produce it. And they're going to actually have to come into the realism of the fact that once the United States floods the world with oil, their oil is not as valuable as they thought it was. So they're going to have to do it regardless.
Iran right now blocking oilers. They want the prices to go up.
Right, right. So
they're causing havoc.
Right. So
and the other thing is if places are sold out of dinar, hell, go to eBay, get that black light and check those bills. That's because you know
they ain't real, send them back.
I think it was Susan I was talking to. She bought a few from eBay and they were legit. She didn't have any problems with them. She tested them with her black light.
She told me about
and not to say that there aren't legit people out there, right? Like on eBay. There's some people out there like, you know what? I'm sitting on 50 million dinar. I don't care if I sell 10 million. I'm going to put, in 25, 50,000, $100,000 increments out there. And if someone wants to buy them, and they're legit.
Yeah.
I mean,
and I think people lose hope sometimes. You know what I mean?
That's where a lot of people are, is they're depending so much on a weekday, a weekend, a holiday, on some crazy non-essential BS that you're thinking, today's the day. That's not it. The benchmarks haven't been met. You know it ain't going to happen until the benchmarks are met. You already know this. That's why you guys are here. That's why you give yourselves an hour every Monday, Wednesday, Friday to hear this. It's not that you're dumb. You're prepared. And that's why someone asked me, Mr. B, have you read the news today? I said, no. I'm looking at high yield, FDIC insured savings accounts. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at Iraq.
I did hear you say something about the new money counter and money management groups that are out there. Okay, the reason why your bank puts in money management is when they expect people with high dollar amounts to come in so that they can assist with what to do with that money.
That's right. Shout out to Babe putting in that work. That wasn't Ray on the phone. Okay, somebody called Okie Oil Man. That was the guy saying his plane was circling and about land. I don't know who Okie the oil man is, but he better watch the plane. Do I think they're going to do another extension into August? The Iraqi parliament, if they were smart, they would. If they were smart, I'd kind of look for it. I really do. I don't want to see them take a holiday in August. I want to see them go to work. I want them to be just like our U.S. government. I want to see them working on a holiday. Huh?
They should be launching this weekend. We should. This is why I feel good about this month. Now, this is just me. There's something good about today. Today is the 19th. I know we all been waiting for this, but this was supposed to be the time in which they were going to launch the reconstruction projects. I've not seen anything jump out in news yet, but you know how it is most of the time? This crap pops off over the weekend when you're least expected it. You'll see all kinds of things happen over the weekend. Now, I'm not saying it's going to, but, reconstruction is supposed to start. And like I said, if your budget for infrastructure is 4.5 billion dinars, that's like $370 million, man. We know that's not going to be the right.
Robert G says, if it's a dirty flow, do we wait to exchange?
Yeah, you take your currency, and this is my philosophy. Let's say you're holding $100 million in dinar. Okay, take notes, kids, because I'm only going to do this one time on here for free because I don't like the criticism. I would take a third of my currency and trade it in up front when it reinstates.
So what's a dirty float? Like 80 cents? Like
no.
There's
nothing. A dirty float has everything to do with all the restrictions are off. Meaning that it can go as high or as low as it wants. There's no boundaries. It's not pegged to anything. So it won't truly be a dirty float because we know that it's tied to the Arabian dinar. It will go as high as it will allow to be to get back in all the 30 notes that are allowed it. and then they're going to put a cap on it. You see what I'm saying? Because trust me, if there's an Arabian dinar like commission or foundation or whatever they're called, they're collecting those 30 notes also probably for a derivative. You know what I'm saying? Or something else.
Okay, so Don Jones says ICX in Ontario, California. They have dinar at $960 for 1 million. Just an FYI. So you guys go Google it and check it out. Ontario is like near Riverside. I think it's in Riverside County. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it is right there.
Yeah, but
so
check that out.
A third, wait a couple days, going with more, wait a couple days, going with some more. That's it. Sorry about that, Pimpe. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, you're talking about floating your deposit.
Ha! Oh, Anthony Black got jokes for you, Pimpe. He said,
I was just gonna say something about that. He said,
tell Pimpe the dinar is going to trigger the zombie apocalypse. Oh, because it's
the zombie apocalypse.
It's supposed to be zombies with gold, remember?
I'm training Daisy to buy all zombies that are not gold. I'm training her now.
Do you want to hear something funny? You know what I have? I have what's called zombie bucks, which is they took existing silver dollars and they altered them to look like the zombie apocalypse. So on the back it has the biohazard sign on there. It's actually a coin collection. So they're called zombie bucks. If you guys are into that, I'll post you the link. But I got 2 sets of them.
Hold on. Albright Dream says so-and-so saying that no RI until China and the U.S. reach a trade drill.
We went over that already.
Oh, okay, we went over that.
That's
TNT says the redemption center is serving the sequestered workers pizza. Y'all, one more time about 800 numbers. If somebody calls you from an 800 number, tell them that you have foreign currency, besides a bank, please tell them to remove your name from any list and to run like hell. Okay.
Okay.
There are no such thing as 800.
Kathleen says, Kuwait, when they RV'd, what was their price at first?
It was reinstated what it was to pre-war times. It was
Kuwait?
Yeah, Kuwait. It was reinstated.
348.
How much? 348?
Yep.
It was not a RV. Quit using the. I'm not trying to pick on this person. There is no such thing. RV. Those countries were invaded. They were taken over. They were set free. Same thing with Japan. Same thing with Germany. Same thing with Japan. Same thing with Iraq. It will reinstate to pre-war times plus inflationary measures, and it will float. Dirty, clean, whatever you want to call it. That's what's going to happen. Don't cloud your judgment because that's what's going to happen.
In the case of Kuwait, now, but you got to remember, this happened in the early 90s versus where we are now. What Kuwait did was they knew it was going to start an avalanche of people coming in with their money. They knew this already. So what they did is they reinstated the rate. They held it there slightly for a little while as all the money came rolling in, so people could get their monies, and then they turned around and allowed it to float up. I think it was somewhere in about 6 weeks or 8 weeks afterwards because they wanted to wait for that initial rush. But the value actually shot up after that.
Pimpe. Mary said, when the zombies get you, give her your dinar. let her hold them dinars. Always do that. How I get to your Patreon?
Why?
Because, babe, I'm trying to finish this.
Well, you go here.
Okay.
That can wait till after this.
Just go ahead. You know what time it is, right?
It's 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Hey, it's 8 o'clock. That means we're sounding off. And that also means that, you know what? Don't look so heavily to the news to be so foretelling that it gives you ups or downs. Look to the news to be your source of information. You bought this investment. You've been holding it for a while. If it's sitting in a box somewhere, it's fine. Don't freak out. Don't listen to another YouTuber. I'm not going to call them a guru. I'm not going to call them anything but what they really are. Don't listen to an individual just like myself and let them get you hyped up or hyped down. Think about it based upon the information that you have in front of you and make logical decisions that are best for your family. Don't get drawn into any hype and don't get hyped into any bait. Just be grounded, okay? Look for information from the IMF. We're looking to see. We're not going to worry about the proxy position. I'm off the Minister of Education. I'm off that. It's over. I know he's there. I'm now looking for them to make it public. When they make it public, I'll feel better, okay? But I'm waiting to see what their ruling is tomorrow about Article 4 or the next day or the next day or the next day. That's what we're waiting for. I'm also waiting to see now, based upon my friends out there that are saying about ISX, I'm waiting to see what happens there. So
I
I'm
want
not.
to see what the guy says to you on a phone call. I'm curious.
Yeah, he's gonna call me back. I mean, he's gonna call me back, Pimpin, and I'm gonna call you too.
Yep, first.
And that person is somewhere secretive that he doesn't want to let disclose.
No, but he's right. He can't.
He can't. But that just tells you. That just tells you if someone in that place that's that sensitive, and you can think how sensitive it could be, if they're there in the heart of it all, and they're watching the show, and they're doing their due diligence, shouldn't you? You see what I'm saying?
Well, this is why we leave the links so people can do their own research and come up.
Exactly. So don't get sniopped and don't get caught up in crap. Just be true to yourself. Hold your currency. Buy what you can. Hodl it. And don't have a fear of missing out. Have a sense of purpose when you make purchases. Okay? And with that, y'all, I'm going to sign off.
200 likes. 200 likes.
That's awesome. Good job, y'all.
Everybody have a good evening.
Have a great evening and have fun. And I'll see you guys with more news as the weekend progresses. All right. Good night.
Peace.